So, I listened to a podcast today that a friend of mine shared with me. And, you know, I always love listening to a podcast that someone shares with me because there's obviously something that they feel that I need to hear. And so I want to thank my friend Dawn for sending me that podcast today. The big take home message that I wanted to share with you today was if you're struggling with happiness in your life, if you're struggling to be happy, which, in these days and times, it can be hard to, look in the bright side of things or to be more positive or to find happiness. And we almost kind of live in a world where striving to be happy is almost looked down upon in a roundabout way. I'll go more into that probably later as well. But for me today, the idea of happiness from this podcast was in a perspective of, if you're 40 years old, which I'm almost getting there, and you're struggling with happiness at this time, look back to when you were a 10-year-old child. And what were you doing then that made you so happy? What were you doing when you were 10 in your extracurriculars or your free time or your downtime? Like, what were you doing when you were 10 that you loved? And turns out from this particular author that that's the stuff that us adults should also still be doing that brings us intense happiness. So when we're 10 years old, the things that we were doing at that time, approximately about that time, that's the type of things that we probably are going to find as an adult that will continue to make us happy. Now, of course, our happiness and things that we do in our lives change. I do believe that. But so if I were personally to look back at when I was 10 years old, I think that's the time when I started to play softball. I was very active in band. I was starting to play the clarinet and learn how to play with those different types of instruments and learning more skills. 10 years old, I remember, still working on my parents' and grandparents' farm, living with animals and cats and dogs and playing with the animals. Playing and saving the animals was kind of the thing that I was doing. And turns out I'm still doing that today. So this isn't about, my profession for me happens to also be what I love to do. Adding the animal chiropractic in this last year gets my hands back on the animals. And I am so grateful for that. To be able to make a living with doing chiropractic for families and animals is just, I express gratitude for it. I am so happy for it. I'm just grateful. And then having that reminder today, even in the seasons of hardships or sadness, or even if I can get down on myself or sad or whatever be, because I'm human too, I always remember what brings me happiness is to be around, honestly, is to be around animals and people and to have a deeper connection. I think that's what we're all looking for in life is happiness. But my definition of happiness is to have a deeper connection with people and animals. People and animals. I can't express to you, and those of you that love animals as much as I do, or are around them and work with them or make a living working with them, you have a deep sense of peace, joy, gratitude, and love and happiness when you have a deeper connection with that animal or that human. So if you're working with people in your profession, I'm now working with people and animals, to reiterate, there is this incredible sense of happiness that I know like some of my family might not even understand that I get from working with the animals as well as the people. So I want to extend that energy and passion to you that are potentially listening to this, that we might not always be happy. We can be happy and have a lot of crap going on. You could have all the things. You could have a great business, a great relationship, great family. All the things are going great, but you can also be having some really hard times that you're going through, right? A loss of a loved one, or you're going through some health challenges, or you're going through some financial challenges, or whatever the case may be. But when you can be in your happiness to the best of your ability, this is my real big takeaway for you today. And this is also for myself, because the podcast that I listened to today also talked about research is also me search. So in order for us to get help for ourselves, like stuff that I do for myself, I also try to share with my patients and my family and my friends, because I'm learning through experiences and I want to be able to share my experience navigating all the things with business and life and challenges that come our way that we're not always going to be happy. But what we can do, instead of pulling the covers over our head and hiding, and I know there's days I want to do that some days, we have those hard challenging days, but you call a friend, you reach out to somebody, you go and get volunteering. Or for me, I show up to my practice and I give all that I can to my patients and to my animals that come in to see me, because it fills my tank and it fills me full of purpose. And I continue to show up the best that I can on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, for you, for myself. So I am extremely grateful for the ability to call my profession also my purpose, and mixing it in with the animals now. Even outside of the office, I'm spending time with my dogs, and I'm spending time with the horses out at the ranch near Holly, where I go frequently to ride and groom and all the things. And so being well balanced with your things. So I guess really the point of where I'm going with this is, if you're not happy in a season in your day, a season in your life right now, or a moment in your day, is to find something that brings you intense happiness, whether it's grabbing a hula hoop, going for a walk, grooming your horse, petting your dog, hugging your dog, going for a run, cooking a meal for yourself, going out for lunch with a friend, going to a meeting, going and taking pictures of the sunset, whatever it is. There's endless possibilities for you to go find happiness in the moment. And just this week myself, I had, intuition was really speaking loudly to me. And I called up the owner of the ranch that I go to, and I said, hey, can I just come out and hug on some horses? And I did that. It was the best medicine. And I'm sharing this because that 10-year-old would have done the same exact thing that I'm doing today. Reaching out for what fills my soul, what I can do in the moment. And intuition is very much guiding me always. And if I feel like I have to go do something or back out of something that may not be may not best serve me for the day, I can pick and choose that and do the best that I can with that. But finding the things that fulfill you. And you don't have to be feeling great to go do something that moves those emotions. So again, movement. I was telling my patients this week that are struggling with sadness, and that are struggling with some deeper heaviness and low mood, and maybe some other health issues, that they can be reminded and have some accountability by me if I can lift up their spirits just a little bit, to make sure that they are remembering 1% per day that you can change to make yourself happy. One thing that you can change, or you can make better for your day. And again, I gave you a list of things, from the hula hooping to the hugging your dog or cat, spending time with loved ones, or writing, reading, whatever it is that you need to do. I try also to remember not to let my own journey, what I'm saying is that it doesn't necessarily have to be my journey, my issues that I personally have. I mean, that's how we're living our reality. So when I have experiences that are challenging, I like to share what I'm doing to get out of that little down moment or whatever. So for those of you that are listening to this that are practitioners, you have to take care of yourself. And especially in these times, in the times of mental health crises for many practitioners of all kinds, this is the time to find that 10-year-old inner child. And for anyone that's listening to this, especially your health and wellness practitioners, helping and laying hands on people, you practitioner need to take care of yourself in mind, body, and spirit. And for me, I love spending time with the horses. I love spending time with my animals, with animals in general. I love spending time with people too, don't get me wrong. But I really make sure to cultivate some extra time to spend with the animals. They are my biggest teachers in my life at this time, and they always have been. And so with the conclusion of this deep thoughts, I guess, with me today, is if you're struggling with a challenge in your life right now, which we all have, to do things, go and do the things that are going to make you happier in that day, in that moment. So I just wanted to share that with you today. It was on my heart to kind of pop the camera on myself and share today. I haven't done that for a while. And so thank you again for the friend that shared that podcast with me. Isn't it incredible how we can find something now in our podcasts and YouTube videos and all the things, or little memberships that we're a part of, or whatever be, that we can go and find information that's going to lift our spirits. So that's another way to find something that will help lift your spirits. Maybe it is this video I'm sharing with you right now. So I hope that this helped you take some perspective on happiness, that go back to your 10-year-old self and find the things. Go back to your 10-year-old self and find the things that you were doing then, if you can remember all the things, and start to do those things again, and see how your life transforms. So that's kind of the words of wise today. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And, we don't always have to be happy all the time, right? There's going to be some heaviness that comes along the way, and challenges and circumstances and things, but one day at a time, keep moving forward and find the things today that make you super happy, and continue to do those on a regular basis. So cultivate really great habits around those things that make you happy, and make time for yourself to do those things as well. Okay. With that being said, have a great evening, everybody, and I'll talk to you again soon.